here. LGBTQ drag queen activists target small town Christmas parades with pride agenda. Here is one of the articles right here. Metro Weekly, Alabama bigots want to ban LGBTQ groups from Christmas parade. And anti-LGBT group wants the mayor to prohibit Prattville Pride from marching with drag queens or transgender pride flags. You know, as I said in the introduction, Tom, I'm often reminding the audience that a lot of this is just using the LGBTQ people as cannon fodder for their cultural Marxist revolution. Put them into the parade, the Christmas parade, family events, and then watch the conservatives, the Christians, the families scream and holler, and then they can use that to say, we told you, these people, this is all part of the setup and propaganda to get a reaction, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I was warning city leaders in some of our smaller towns around the state that this was going to happen because clearly they're targeting children. Otherwise, they wouldn't be interested in the libraries and other public forums where families and children are. So nothing better. They love to parade pride. They do it every June. So it's a perfect fit. And I'm sure this happens every year in San Francisco and New York in the Christmas parades, but not in the deep South in small towns in the Bible Belt. So we're seeing that even our local minor league baseball team, we took our son to an event and there were drag queens not performing live, but in video performing on the big screen and then promoting the vax. So I guess they were getting the government funding to promote the vaccine to this family crowd. So I've warned people that this was going to happen. And sure enough, here in Prattville, Alabama, this is a town of 39,000 people. It's called the City of Fountains, and it's only 10 miles, 12 miles maybe from the capital. Our capital has a group of activists from the Human Rights Campaign who regularly are there when the House is in session, when the State House is open. They're there pushing all of their stuff. So this group, Prattville Pride, probably has either training, influence, or a crossover of some of those members. So here we see they have the Prattville Pride Christmas Float. Now, they launched this whole Prattville Pride organization in 2024. It's new. And then they had the inaugural Pride Parade in June, and now, of course, they're coming into getting a float. And, of course, initially, you think the city can just say no to this stuff, but they're not going to do it.
And so they want to look at this. They want to give trans gear instead of candy for the kids. What will that include? What kind of trans gear are they giving these kids?
Well, they're wanting to give like chest binders and compression underwear, chest binders for girls to hide their breast and appear more masculine, and this compression underwear to hide the male genitalia for them to appear more feminine. It's called Feminine Shapers. So if you scroll down, you can see this is the Giving Tuesday fundraiser that they did for that. They call it also Feminine Shapewear. So that's what they're wanting to give away. This is what
they want to pass out. They want to pass this out to families off of the floats in a family
Christmas parade
in the heart of the Bible Belt in Alabama.
Yeah, small town Christmas parade.
Now, is this going on in other places just than Alabama? So folks watching tonight say, well, that's an Alabama issue. This isn't. This is going all over the country, is it not, Tom?
All over the country. There's some stuff in Columbus, Georgia going on, and also Cookeville, Tennessee. This is kind of simultaneous. We saw this last year when I was speaking at a church that I've been at many times in Fort Payne, Alabama. And I warned that I spoke to the city leaders the morning after we spoke at the church, and I warned them they're going to come after your Christmas parade. So they're obviously picking on small towns. The attorney for the city said that he was afraid that they would get sued and they would be denying their First Amendment rights. So they granted them the opportunity to have this float. Now they have come forward with this fundraiser for this gear, this transgender gear. And Of course, this has been a banner year for the LGBTQ agenda. Biden administration let the push go forward for Transgender Visibility Day. That was actually on Resurrection Sunday, if you recall, back at the end of March. So with the Pride got to smear the greatest holy day in Christendom worldwide to the offense of billions of Christians. And then we see the same thing with the Olympics in the opening game.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the Da Vinci Lord's Supper that was portrayed with a bunch of drag queens and weirdos and the Greek god of wine there being served up under a covered dish. And this kind of stuff is really ramping up, in part because they have been emboldened by organizations like the World Economic Forum that is pushing a massive Pride on the Promenade agenda, the UN pushing it globally. And of course, this administration, the Biden administration, that followed in the footsteps of the Obama administration and rolled out massive LGBTQ agenda. If people knew how much this is deeply embedded within federal agencies, their heads would explode.
Oh, yeah, because we have these transgenders all over. I mean, the number of transgenders in this Biden regime has been shocking. And I can pull up a few pictures, but I know people having dinner and they probably don't want to throw up right now. But by the way, this week we also had the first transgendered attorney arguing before the U.S. Supreme Court, a girl that thinks she's a dude, complete with the man's suit, haircut, and mustache. Did you see that?
Yeah. It wasn't a very impressive mustache, but I guess with enough hormones, you can start to sprout a little fuzz. But, the sad thing, what these people are doing to their bodies, and then the sad state of affairs that we see our country in when we're being told that this is normal. We have the government pushing it in our faces. And then, of course, we see the massive LGBTQ agenda that's going on in the schools. You remember, obviously, this election was a mandate against woke and DEI. Even Walmart has backed off on DEI. But these people never sleep. They're not going to stop. And, the old question, is anything sacred? Well, the answer is no. Christmas and Christmas parades, the launch of the holiday season for most people after Black Friday, you look forward to your city's Christmas parade. No, it's not sacred ground. This is just one more place for them to show their pride and to molest just normal people's conscience by pushing this stuff out there in front of their kids.